I took my GMAT today morning, and I must say that it was only and only because of the support that I received from Sandeep sir that I have been able to score a 770. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that I would be able to make a 99 percentile with such ease. So as I was mentioning, I have had a very bumpy ride with the GMAT. Obviously, all's well that ends well. But I initially started off with a 690, took it again, made a 690 still, took it yet again, made a 690 still. And all my previous GMAT attempts, I kind of exhausted all the resources that were available through the official guides, through all of stuff that's there online. All my friends who had taken the GMAT also had kind of told me, why don't you try this resource, that resource, and I definitely had put in a lot more time. And if you just identify the type of question and do the method that's being taught by Sandeep sir, I think is just, it's all out there. Just trust the process, and you should be able to get through. So yeah, within 21 days of verbal and the last 3 or 4 days just revising a bit of quant here and there. The thing that changed in the examination for me this time with the 770 was I took each question. As soon as I saw the question, I able to identify what type of question was it and what was it that I had to do on that question. I wasn't very confused because of the process of elimination. I wasn't rereading the answer choices and putting myself in a spot where I had to think between two answers. That never happened. Thankfully.
Yesterday, he scored a 770 overall with a whopping score of 48 in verbal, which is kind of unheard of.
For RC, Octave is sort of very, very helpful. And in addition to what is taught in class in Octave, is very, very important to actually go through the awareness videos and the KTW videos to actually build that foundation that will propel you in RC. Awareness in particular for RC and KTW in particular for GMAT and also for life at large, because the ideas and the concepts and the things that are taught about in KTW and the way you have been able to connect concepts that seem so disconnected actually gives you a very good frame of thought as to how you can approach the GMAT, your career, your applications, everything.
This is unbelievable. 770 with a verbal 47, despite the fact that he was struggling so badly in the verbal section, right?
So what you need to really, think about is how am I going to apply this particular thing if I face it on the exam day? Octave came very naturally to me because I think I consciously applied it to like first 50 passages or something. So I didn't have to, pressurize my brain into thinking that, oh my God, what is the tone of the passage or something like that.
It became natural after 50.
Right. I purchased exam pack 5 and 6, and I also gave the default mocks. So all in all, I gave 4 official mocks, and from Sandeep sir's portal, I think I gave about 17 to 18 full length tests. They are very helpful. They really train you for the worst on your exam day.
So I was a little nervous since I did not expect the amount of, I think, security in the exam. So yeah, so that was there. But because the techniques were so ingrained, I didn't actually have to. It became like it's subconsciously also I could do it. So anyone wakes me up in the middle of the night also, it solves me, gives me an RC passage. I could use it, do it using Octave that way. So in the exam, even when I was nervous, yeah, subconsciously also I went ahead to do the techniques, even though, okay, I was a little nervous and I was pretty nervous actually, but I went subconsciously. So it went really well that way, that I could spot the things because they were so ingrained, and pacing was not an issue also there. And I think I leveraged a lot from the portal is that I think I've given every single quant test in the portal. So I recommend that. I mean, I think you see a lot more different types of questions, and the timing and the pacing, everything is happened if you take the contests. Okay. So I think I took like 20 contests from which are available on the portal. I took pretty much all of them, and that really helped. I think I had mailed doubts to the top 1% team, and that also helped, because I think I wanted explanations from someone, because even online you don't find that crisp explanations where you have like exact one single doubt about that thing,
Right.
and nobody else has that doubt. So the top team responds very, very quickly.
And my reading speed in RC was pathetic. Like when I started off, I couldn't, even after like practicing for some time, I was not able to finish my paper at all, right? I would end up like spending a lot of extra time rereading the passage, all of that. So yeah, so and towards the end of it, like I could actually finish my paper 5 minutes earlier. So yes, like I just noticed that you were teaching them the octave method, and if you really follow octave properly, you can actually, improve your RC and end up like spending much less time because you're reading the passage in a very organized manner. So yeah, for RC, I think like the major thing that helped me was using octave really, really well, so that I could read the passage in a very, very structured manner in the first approach itself.
I think even with verbal, even though I'm not quite the person to go to for verbal, just the fact that we've been exposed to so many questions. I mean, I did the 700 to 800 level questions thoroughly. So it just sort of primes you to be able to see a question that you haven't seen before and still sort of figure your way out through it, right? I think that was very important because I tried like OG questions before that and they seemed easy, but they obviously don't show up on the exam, right? So the 700 to 800 really helped. I think the most important factor was that pre-work was stressed on a lot, and I think that was quintessential. If I hadn't sort of kept the momentum for the pre-work, I didn't want to be lagging behind in the class. So I don't want it to be such that I attend the class on Saturday and Sunday and I haven't done the work, right? Because then I have the next week's work plus the previous week's work. That would have been unrealistic with my schedule. So I sort of just kept pushing.
So anything that you would say they shouldn't do because you already had an attempt and it was a longer journey for you than expected. So tell us like what can some people avoid doing?
So honestly, it'll sound like I'm from your team and I'm marketing for you at this point in time. But I think whatever Sir starts telling us since day one, which is basically that there are no shortcuts, you have to be consistent and you have to make sure you're practicing every day. That stands. I have seen the difference myself when I've done the pre-work and gone to class, when I've not done the pre-work and gone to class. I think if you've done the pre-work and you're coming to class, you obviously have thought through why every option is correct or incorrect, and then it's possible to have a discussion. If you've not done that, I think it's just it ends up being a waste of time where you have to spend 3 hours after that class then to just redo that thinking.